Welcome to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm John. We're a couple of overweight barbecue enthusiasts trying to share our love for sweet and smoky food with the world.
Thanks for hanging out with us as we talk about life, share recipes, successes, and failures that have all led to our love of cooking outdoors. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Fat Guys with Smokers. I'm Mike here with John in the new studio.
We are in the new studio, and can I just say, Mike, you nailed that intro.
Well, I appreciate you pointing at me because I always get nervous. I don't want to come in too soon. You gave me a lot of confidence, John.
Full send.
I appreciate it.
Full send.
Tell us about the studio, John.
We're making progress.
Yeah.
I'm going to say we are 85% painted in here. It's a great part about the internet and social media. You don't see the total disaster that's sitting just behind Mike.
Nope. It's clean as a whistle.
There's not a treadmill that's halfway taken apart.
No. Clean as a whistle.
Or the blinds for the window that's right here. Yeah. Our in-house paint crew, a.k.a. Haley.
Great job, Haley.
Yeah. Has been working hard. We're just about done painting. We've got some plans for the wall behind us, but we couldn't resist.
It's pretty sweet.
It is.
We got lights, we got camera, we got action.
Speaking of, we were just talking about who to shout out, and we didn't have an answer. Mike,
Yeah.
I've got an answer, so I'm going to find something. You stall for a minute.
Well, I'm glad you said that because as we were talking, I feel like I should shout out my buddy, Kyle, that I work with. So, real inbound. I can't tell you how many things are on my phone that I've yet to make into content to put on the Instagram page. But my buddy Kyle over at Spring Hollow Design, I had some leftover butcher block, and he laser engraved our Fat Guys with Smoker logo onto it. So, thought I'd shout him out, Spring Hollow Design. He has his laser engraver, but he also does a lot of fine woodworking. So, he did wood flooring forever, teaches math and statistics, and also does some woodworking on the side. So, cool dude, hooked me up. I looked at his sprinklers. He laser engraved my cutting board, and I think it looks pretty cool. So,
it looks incredibly cool.
Yeah,
and it did make a debut in the
true.
most recent reel that you did with the boys.
It did. It was kind of a little teaser. So, yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I'm like sitting at work, and here I get a Marco Polo of my kid making ribs. I'm like, what the heck,
dude? I understand a lot of people are gonna watch that and be like, dude, quit trying to imprint on your kids and just let them. No, I got 3 calls. I was at work finishing up some driver's ed stuff, and I got 3 calls from Damon and Charlie just like, hey, when are you coming home? Okay, we were hoping we could make some ribs when you get home. I was like, all right, well, we'll see. I get a call 20 minutes later. Hey, you said you'd be home. Are you on your way? So anyway, a lot of fun. They had a good time. So
I'm glad I'm not the only one that gets those kind of phone calls.
Yeah, it's a good phone call to get, man. I'd much prefer that to
90% of the phone calls I get.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So
this account has nothing to do with barbecue.
Oh.
But
I like where this is going.
It is. It's a student here at Utah State, local university right here in town.
Uh-huh.
The account is Wise Words from Neve, Neve.
Oh.
And she's just goofy and awkward, but all of her reels end with this
I have never heard of her.
I'll send you one of these.
Wise Words from Neve.
Yeah, I'll hit you right now. But she has our awkward sense of humor.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days we'll be able to tap into her followership. And
Dude, get her on the podcast. She looks like she could do with some good barbecue.
yeah, she is definitely not a fat guy. So she needs a little bit of help there.
Yep. We could help out with that though.
Yeah. So, Nev, keep it up. You're hilarious.
Dude, I don't mean to be corny, but we need more hilarious people in the world making content instead of all the garbage that you see on TV and in
There's
the
so
news and
much pain,
stuff.
man.
Like, it's so good to just see somebody that's just out, not trying to be political or ridiculous, but just to be funny and make people laugh.
And just embracing awkward, like not
Yes. Yep.
not being crude or inappropriate or like really trying to be like. She is just like straight up punny.
That's awesome.
And I agree with you. The world needs more punny people.
Indeed. I see what you did there. Yeah. There it is.
There it is. So there's our shout out for the week.
There it is. Nailed it.
There we go.
Thanks, Nev. Thanks, Kyle.
We had kind of a big week, Mike.
We did, and I bailed, and I feel bad.
It's okay.
We teased last episode that we were going to do
Road
an
trip.
episode from the road, and I ended up having a family reunion that for my wife's family that I totally knew about.
He knew all about it.
I knew everything. Anyway, kind of snuck up on me. I was like, hey, I think me and John are going to go pick up that tank. No, you're not. Okay. No, I'm not. I'll go ahead and text John.
It was pretty funny. We went from, hey, if we leave right at 9:30, when do you think we'll be back? To, bro, do I just need to go alone? Yeah, that's probably for the best.
I'm glad you said that because it was, it probably was for the best. It was a great family reunion. Love them, but I would have rather picked up a giant propane tank. Tell us about how that went, though. You took the whole crew.
I did. I wasn't planning on it, but I took the whole crew.
I love it when those fun trips turn into family events.
Yeah, and it was good. Went down, saw more creations, and man, did he hook us up.
Yeah.
We got down there. So for anyone who doesn't understand how big a 500-gallon propane tank is, it is just over 9 feet long. It's about 30 inches in diameter. And it weighs just shy of 1,000 pounds. I think it's like 950 pounds.
That's crazy. I mean, I've seen them, but I was still surprised at how big it is. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I've got a 38-inch, like a true 38-inch sleeve. And there is no way I could get anywhere near putting my arms around this thing. Like, it is massive.
so big.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's in really good shape, dude. I was expecting to see holes and rust and all kinds of crap.
Yeah, so, I mean, and it's got a little rust, but, like,
No.
that'll clean right off. He was going to bury it and, like, have, like, a little irrigation tank and pump that he was going to put on, and just ended up not doing that. He put in a sprinkler system. So he had this tank sitting in the back, and he works with one of our buddies here in the neighborhood down at the Admiral Beverage Company. So he runs maintains all of the equipment that does plastics, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It does a lot of injection molding, and I didn't realize they made the bottles there too.
Oh, I didn't know that either. Wow.
Yeah.
And he's kind of making sure all that stuff.
Yeah,
that's got to be an infuriating job.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he's the
just
maintenance
running
manager
the
and
whole
has
time.
a crew, making sure all the equipment stays up. And man, you want to talk about a thankless job?
Yeah.
The guys that keep the machines running so that a factory can stay profitable.
Yeah.
Like, that's a rough job.
It is full time. Like, you're running the whole time, and everybody's upset and waiting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So, anyways, we got down there, and had to use a little redneck ingenuity.
Yeah.
We he had a little backhoe like trailer pull, like I think you can buy them at Harbor Freight, but like it's a trailer that you pull that's got a little backhoe that's got 3 articulations on it.
Kind of reminded me of one of those sand toys that you used to play in on the playground, but obviously bigger. But
bigger,
kind of the
has
same
a motor,
idea.
Could pick up 1,000-gallon propane tank.
Yeah.
The challenge we ran into was the lift on it was like 2 inches too short to get it up onto my trailer really well. So we were using 4x4 posts to like lift, and then I'd get under it with a 4x4 post and like push on it, and he'd push on it, and then we'd hold it there, and he'd run over and hit the backhoe to like to move it over. And then we finally got it up there. And man, he is one of us. Like, I felt small next to this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got up there, and once it was on the deck, I was like, all right, well, let's like just put a strap on it and we'll kind of pull it to the front. Like, no, like brother just put his hip on the back of it and started to push.
Oh, wow.
And slid the thing.
Tough dude.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, I've got pretty big hands. Like, there aren't many people that I like shake their hands and are like, whoa.
Yeah.
And man, he's got big hands and like strong hands too, that I was just like, I'm going to take my soft computer hands back and go type on my keyboard a little bit more. But yeah, so it was an awesome experience. Went down, hung out with him. He's got a really cool little outdoor kitchen that he's built.
Oh, really?
You would have really liked seeing it, actually.
Yeah. Did you take pictures?
I didn't.
You're
I
the worst. Maybe he'll send us some.
I need to go down. I need to take him some pellets and get him hooked up. But he's got the Blackstone that I really wanted. The one that's got the air fryers on the bottom.
The air fryers in it. Okay.
Yeah. So he's got the air fryers, and then he's got the Blackstone pizza oven.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is super cool.
Is that propane?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. That one's propane, and then he's got a smoker out there. But he's got corrugated roofing, like corrugated metal roof.
Uh-huh.
Above it, up on some 4x4 posts that's slanted. Like, it's a really nice little spot to hang out.
I think that's all I want, something like that. But yeah, I should have taken pictures. If you go back down, take pictures.
Yeah.
Or I'll go with you.
But yeah,
I feel like I need to shake his hand and tell him thanks for the donation. Next steps. You mentioned that he was going to turn it into like a tank underground, which means all the propane is not in there.
Yeah, it was.
And we
already
don't have
out
to worry
there.
about setting off an atomic bomb in the neighborhood when we go to cut it.
Yeah, that's one of the things that a lot of people don't think about when they start cutting into these things. Like, propane is, a lot of times, gets stuck in these things. It's, for the most part, it's lighter than the air in the atmosphere, but there is always some residual combustibles left in the tank. So they talk about filling these things up with soapy water, letting it sit to like push out and get everything out of there, and then you drain it, and then you've got to do it again. And man, this thing's been sitting empty forever, so
it's all done and had plenty of ventilation.
Yep,
it's awesome.
So I've been spending all of my nights on Facebook groups looking at different builds people are doing, and the amount of math that goes into building one of these things.
It's unreal, man.
It's
Even the little
crazy.
one I did, it was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's not
You
just
gotta
like,
know what you're doing.
let's think about this and let's like slap some metal together.
Yeah, hope
like,
this works.
Yeah, it's super cool. There's a website that everyone's kind of like recommending to buy plans off of. I need to get those bought. And then I think it's go time. Need to work on some prep on the tank. I don't know if I want to take it and have it sandblasted, or if I want to buy a sandblaster. Kind of just want a sandblaster.
Yeah.
But I also
I
feel
wouldn't judge you for it.
I also feel like there are going to be a lot of different toys that I want for this project.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I know we know somebody with a plasma cutter.
Indeed.
Like, I kind of just want one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad. They're pretty awesome.
Like,
dude.
I don't know what else we would do with it, but
Oh, we would find something. I feel like you don't have to justify tools. You just need to have them. Somebody will always need it.
yeah, that's like my welder that was still in its box that I had never used. Derek borrowed it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was like taking it out of the box, having to set it up for me, and I was like, hey, man, like,
Appreciate you doing this.
who better than the guy that, has done QA on roller coasters
Yeah.
to set up my welder? So I was pretty excited about him asking if he could borrow it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of work, and yeah, I don't know, I've got to be careful. This could very easily turn into just like a very expensive project.
For sure.
But,
This free tank is going to end up costing a lot.
well, I've already bought a trailer. Did we
Yeah.
talk about that
we
last
did,
time?
We did talk about the trailer.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's going to be... We're going to need the plasma cutter on that. Like,
Uh,
we've got to cut the back
dude,
end off
You
of that
do
thing.
not have to convince me for you to buy a plasma cutter, all right?
You're a ton of help,
I am
Mike.
already on board.
Whatever happened to this being like
You had me at plasma cutter.
Yeah, whatever happened to this being like a co-podcast? And
Listen, I support you 100%, just not quite financially.
yeah, I should probably stop sending teasing reels to your wife if I want her to support us.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
No. She thinks we're insane, though.
Yeah, she does. But
Yeah, Mike came
one
over.
day she'll get it.
Yeah, Mike came over to look at the tank because he had spent the day with his family. He came over and was like all excited to see it.
I brought the wife. She was not.
She was
just like, I guess.
She and Haley were like, "Why?"
Yeah, but why though? When are you ever going to use this?
It's okay. Haley,
No, it's... Look at it.
Yeah, it's okay. Haley's had a couple more years to just accept the fact that this is happening.
Yeah, well, Whitney knows it. She's just never going to accept me for who I am. But I still love her. She's stuck with me.
Oh man, you're gonna be in so much trouble when
Yeah.
she listens to
Yeah,
this.
she
episode
stopped
this week.
listening a long time ago. We're safe. I mean, I don't even think she thinks we still have a podcast, so it's all good. Just kidding. Love you, Whitney.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where do you tell her you're going? Like every
I
week.
got a job.
I was gonna say, please tell me you're telling her that you go to the gym.
Can you imagine? Why do you always smell like Mountain Dew and
Breakfast burrito.
breakfast burritos?
Oh, that's funny.
What were we going to talk about?
Well, we talked about the tank.
We're going to talk about the tank. Seems like there was something else.
We were going to talk about the cutting board.
Cutting board.
Talked
Check.
about that.
Boys reel.
The boys are real.
We can talk about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Already said that they called me at work. We're really excited about it.
Harassed you until
So,
you came home.
They did, and I got home and they were ret to go. So we just had a couple racks of ribs. We did them on the Ugly Drum Smoker. Which, by the way, how's your Ugly Drum Smoker coming?
It is still a pretty drum.
Yeah,
So
make it ugly, John. Make
Yeah.
it ugly.
Well, we're actually I was going to use you as a mentor on building these.
No,
But no, my buddy who really wanted to do this, I was just kind of doing it with him
that's right.
because I literally don't know where I'm going to put it at this point. Like I had the realization.
Sounds like it's going on the trailer next to the
Yeah, there you go.
propane tank.
Yeah, and I used my pit barrel cooker, like my brand name pit barrel cooker this weekend. And man, it's so good. I
Dude.
forget how good it is and how smoky it is.
Yeah.
I ended up cooking dinner for some friends. One of the guys I work with, and his father-in-law passed away, and
Oh shoot.
yeah, it was one of those. I think it was a good thing.
Oh.
So everyone was there, and he and another gal work for me, and like the three of us are pretty tight. That we were going to send flowers or like go to the funeral, and we were both like, flowers are just kind of stupid. Like there are tons of them, and then they just die, and it's one more thing you've got to take care of. And
Yeah.
so we decided we were going to do dinner.
Oh, cool.
So I smoked. But if I'm going to make them some for him, I figured I might as well make some for her. And if I'm doing that, I might as well make them for me. So 6 racks and 2 chickens later, we had some very smoky chicken off of the pit barrel.
Right on. Did you do everything on the pit barrel?
No, I did the ribs on my Traeger.
But you hung the chicken, huh?
Yeah,
Right on.
did chicken halves and hung them in the barrel.
Sweet.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry.
That was my bad. I derailed us, but I am genuinely curious.
Yeah.
We need to get going on that too.
Yeah. So, that's where we were going with this whole story.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still waiting for his barrel.
Oh,
He's
gotcha.
got a friend who said that he had a couple, and it was one of those things like he just needs to get the barrel, but his buddy keeps forgetting to bring it over. So I was
Gotcha.
like, "There's lots of them on Facebook for $15. Like we can remedy this." So I'm hoping we get to make them this weekend, maybe.
Cool. Very cool. Love the drum. It's my favorite. But so yeah, fired up the drum, ran Cowboy Lump charcoal.
Nice.
Usually I do what I get at Walmart. I don't know. I know people are really partial like B&B and all the different kinds of charcoal. I just get whatever Walmart has on sale. I used to do Royal Oak, but they don't seem to have it anymore. So,
That's what I ran this weekend.
yeah. So I ran Cowboy Lump charcoal, and then I threw just a couple of a couple chunks of apple. And then, so we seasoned our ribs with a little AP for Malcolm Reed, and then Charlie did Honey Hog, and
boy.
Damon did the barbecue rub from Killer Hogs. So
Nice.
Malcolm Reed versus Matt Pittman. I thought it was appropriate. But yeah, I mean, they did them, and it turned out really good. I think that, I'll just keep talking about the cook. So they seasoned them, and they did everything. Like, I made them pull the membrane and everything. It was really pretty cool to watch them. They both knew what they were doing, obviously. They'd seen us do it a million times, and, seasoned them up, and we put them on the pit for a couple hours, and then wrapped them in foil with a little parquet and some brown sugar. And then I just sprinkled a little Texas sugar rub.
Yep.
Just a little bit in the wrapping, and then just let them boil in there for a couple hours, and then took them out. Question: do you have a glaze that you like to use with your ribs?
So I have 2 bottles of glaze sitting upstairs
Okay.
that I have yet to use.
All right.
When I sauce mine, I always take some of the foil drippings
Okay.
and mix that in with whatever barbecue sauce.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm really partial right now. I don't know why. There are 2 barbecue sauces that I'm just like in love with right now. One is Franklin's.
Oh, that's right. I couldn't remember what you used. You told me you used Franklin's.
I had one bottle that a vendor sent me as a like Christmas present at work. Like they knew I was big into barbecue and sent me this box of stuff from Franklin's.
Oh, sweet.
They're based out of Austin.
Wow. Is that where they're at?
Yeah, so the vendor's in Austin. Franklin's is in Austin. So they
Gotcha.
sent me some stuff, which was way better than the vodka that they sent to everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Take
like,
that. Thank you. You get me.
something I'm actually going to use. This is awesome. So
Franklin's.
Franklin's, I've got to figure out how to get more of. The other one, and someone's going to give me crap for this because there's a ton of liquid smoke in this stuff. But Sweet Baby Ray's Hickory Brown Sugar.
Interesting. See, I always use Sweet Baby Ray's, but I haven't really branched out to the different ones.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of different flavors, and the Hickory Brown Sugar, like, it's just super smoky. It's really, like, I know it's fake smoke, but... So I take that and mix in the juice from the foil, kind of thin it out a little bit, and that's what I've always used. But I've got a peach jalapeno glaze.
Yes.
And then while I was in Texas and we stopped by Meat Church Supply, I bought a sweet glaze that I think it's basically just like cinnamon sugar, I think, that I don't know I'll ever use on ribs.
Right.
But I thought it'd be really good on cream cheese. I'm
really curious about the peach habanero. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I don't remember if it's habanero or jalapeno.
The reason I ask is I am looking for a good glaze. I've always just used Sweet Baby Ray's, just the stuff, and then I thin it out with the juices or whatever. So just wanted to kind of try something different, and I found a recipe online that was simple. It was like 2/3 cup ketchup, 1/3 cup of mustard, 1/3 cup of maple syrup, and 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and then just some pepper. And so I was like, I'll try anything once. And all I could smell was mustard. And I was like, I don't think I can use this. Like, I know I've used mustard as a binder, and it doesn't taste like mustard. But the whole glaze just mustard.
But on the glaze, I think on the glaze it'd be different. So this is what it is. It's one of those Cosmo Q.
Oh, okay. Where'd you get that? On Amazon? You're literally showing me the link. Where do you get that? Huh. Anyway, so I didn't have a glaze, so I just we just took them out of the foil and let them kind of. My glaze did not work, and I was not going to even try it because all I could smell was mustard. Yeah. And I like mustard, but I don't know. Anyway, didn't have a glaze. They actually turned out really good. One of them got a little bit overcooked, and I think it was because the other one I'd pulled out of the freezer and thawed out, and it must have been just a little bit colder inside. So, but yeah, they turned out good, and the kids had a blast. Like, they were way into. All I was allowed to do was film. Like, every time I went in, no, Dad, no, you just take a picture. I was like, okay, wrap the foil tighter. Come on, boys.
Oh, I know. When I saw the amount of rub going on the bottom of the ribs, I was like,
yeah.
It's really good that I distribute this stuff, and I know I have more.
Yeah. But the kids had fun, and it was it's cool to do stuff like that. And I love that they're into it, you know. It was cool that both of our boys were just like, yeah, totally, like way into it. It wasn't forced or anything, but it was fun.
Yeah.
They had a good time.
Yeah, no, it's exciting when they get excited about something, especially when it's not a video game.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Haley and I were kind of laughing. Not that our kids aren't allowed to hang out or that they haven't been in the same class at school or whatever, but this ended up being like the first time that like Charlie rode his bike.
Yeah.
Over there. And you could just like tell like his whole world just changed. He was like, wait a minute.
This is a possibility.
Go anywhere. So and it's funny, I drove by because I was expecting to be out in the driveway cooking. And I drove by, and I don't think the boys even knew I drove by because I was in Haley's car when I did it. And man, there were like 5 kids in your front yard playing baseball.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like they were all just like in heaven. That I was like, this is what summer vacation is.
It's been. I'm so sick of it already, but it is. It is. That's how I remember summer. So it's kind of cool that they're all just playing baseball in the front yard and fighting and having a good time. So
yeah, I know my dad was asking me this morning. He's like, do you even remember what it was like? I was like, no, Dad. Like, I don't remember, like, waking up and not having something I had to go do. Like, you get old and you forget about that. Like,
forget how fun it was to just be like, there are no commitments today. I'm going to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, even now, like, you take vacation and it's, even if you take a week off, it's like, I know I've got to go back.
Right.
Or I've got to.
Right.
Like, there's going to be a pile of emails when I get back. Like, it takes me a couple of days to, like, really check out. So.
For sure.
Live it up, kids.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Have you seen Billy Madison? The kid's like, geez, I can't wait till I go to high school. Don't you ever say that. Stay here. Stay as long as you can.
I know. I think I've talked about it before. Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen that movie?
It's been years.
At the very end of the movie, he's getting his honorary degree. If I could give you one piece of advice, go home. Stay at home. Move back in with your parents. It's a jungle out there.
It's a jungle.
Oh, and it's so true, man. Like,
yeah.
Enjoy it while it can. Like, I think that's one of the things that like people struggle the most with is like just freaking learn to like love the journey.
Yeah.
Because
that's true.
Man, the destination's not always as good as you think it's going to be.
And if you spend all your time just being like, oh, eventually it'll be better. Eventually this will happen. I mean, you're going to spend your whole life waiting.
Yep.
So
yeah, enjoy it.
That got oddly deep for our podcast. I
need like a fart noise on the...
Somebody make an inappropriate joke.
I'm not going to tell that joke.
That was a good one. You should post it.
Let's just say I showed it to Haley, and Haley was first appalled, and then just like couldn't stop laughing.
John sent an inappropriate joke to his dad. His dad just goes, "Is this where we're at right now? Like, come on, man."
Yeah, that is one like interesting thing as you get older. Like at some point, your relationship morphs. Like, I feel like I'm friends with my kids, but I'm also the authority figure. Like, I have to like
right, yeah.
There has to be a certain level of respect. Like, you have to like learn things, and we cross that line sometimes, and we've got to pull it back. And at a certain point, though, in your life, like you just become friends with your parents.
Yeah.
Like
you're almost peers, and then you yeah.
Like
it gets weird.
What's my dad gonna do? Tell my wife?
Yeah.
Like, which is kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, it is cool. That's true.
But yep, Dad, that's where we're at. You're the one that I tell the inappropriate jokes to, so that I don't get in trouble.
Yeah. Thanks for taking one for the team. Saving the marriage. Well, yep. What else you got, John?
Well, I was just going to ask you, I mean, any big cooks? I mean, you've got your competition you're getting ready for.
I do. Don't have anything on the docket, but I do. Oh, I did hear back. I forgot I was going to say this. My buddy John, Pilot Potty on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
He sent me...
We need to get him on.
We do need to get him on pretty soon. John, I promise it's happening. He's a pilot, so he's out of town a lot, but he travels a lot and tries a bunch of stuff. So hopefully we'll get him on here within the next couple weeks if our schedules line up. But
yeah, we've got him and then one other person that is checking their schedule. I don't want to say it just in case if it doesn't work out, but I'm pretty excited about that one.
Mr. Matt Pittman?
No.
Oh. Anyway, he sent me a long voicemail. John, I'm sorry I didn't text you back, but he told me about
okay.
some local...
He doesn't text me back a lot either.
I suck, you guys. I am not a good texter, okay? My wife will always pick up my phone, and I've got like 15 unread texts. I'm like, oh, I saw it. In my head, I responded. But anyway, just all kinds of stuff about local arborists and using... We talked about using box elderwood.
Yeah.
And so I did some research. It sounds like it can be done, and it kind of depends on who you ask, because it could be a mild taste based on what I read, or it could be an off-putting taste. It sounds like you just got to try it, and But yeah. He was saying that you could call the Forestry Service. They cut them down all the time, and you can get access to that, or else you can get a permit and just go up and a firewood permit and just go pick your trees and cut them down. So have to do a little research on what trees I want to try and give that a shot. Of course, you got to let it sit for a year, probably season. But
who do we know that has a kiln?
Do we know anyone with a kiln?
I don't know.
I'm sure we could.
We could build a kiln.
Dude. Haley!
Dude, that would be so intense.
That would be pretty cool.
Home cured woods, man. I know what my next niche business is gonna be. It's gonna be awesome.
We better end this episode before you get more ideas and get us in more trouble with your wife.
It's just where I live my life. I'm there. I'm
We're
comfortable.
just always in the trouble zone.
Yeah,
I hear ya.
if you never get out of it, like it just becomes
That's true.
the new normal.
That's just how you live, for sure.
Yeah, I married a saint. Everybody.
I did too. Our wives are pretty good. They got a lot of patience with us.
Yeah, even if they won't get on the podcast,
Yeah.
I was still gonna road trip podcast.
That would have been sweet. Another Haley episode? Heck yeah.
She refused.
Well, we need to get Whitney on here too.
Plus,
but-
I was like screaming at the kids in the car, like,
yeah, that would have been pretty funny.
that's a side of me that I don't want on the internet. It's
Yeah,
bad.
everybody, we're going to get sit down.
It's bad enough my neighbors hear it, like nobody else.
Oh,
All right, before I tell any more stories, let's go ahead and wrap this one.
well, happy summer, everybody. Get cooking. Try some stuff. Let us know what you're trying. You know, we'd love to hear from you.
I was at Costco tonight.
Uh-huh.
They've got short rib plates again.
Dude,
Just saying.
everybody send it. Send us in your pictures. We need to get social media hopping a little bit and interact with people, and that's what makes this fun. I feel like it's just us talking. It's not as exciting.
Oh man, you're gonna hate me for this.
Oh, what?
To all of our local listeners,
John?
I am trying to convince Mike to participate in our town's Heritage Day Parade. I really need some help, everybody.
Listen.
So if you can at us, send us a DM. I'll post something in the stories to make it easy. Convince Mike that he needs to put aside his awkward feelings and get on the float with me.
I just hate the idea of being the center of attention. I mean, like, hey, everybody, look at what we're doing. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's essentially what we're doing.
That's what we do every week is
I'll tell
we
you
beg
what,
people to comment on social
You
media.
put a tally on, or however that works. If 200 people...
If 200 people,
Is that too many?
how about 20?
No.
25?
50.
Okay, I can do 50.
If 50 people say that we should do it, I'm down. If they don't, then we know we can't even get 50 people to support us. So
Dude, I got 50 people I can text.
no cheating. It's got to be authentic.
How is that not authentic?
I don't know. Now I'm nervous that it's actually going to happen.
Watch me stand up on Sunday over the pulpit.
You can't do that. That's illegal or something. Jeez, can you imagine? And another ward business. God, John. You're going to get us excommunicated. All right. Before John gets any more ideas, I'm Mike.
And I'm John.
And we are Fat Guys with Smokers.
Thanks for listening to the Fat Guys with Smokers podcast. Be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe so you don't forget to tune in for even more nonsense from a couple of Fat Guys with Smokers.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.